Carol.
Morning.
It's so nice to see you this morning.
Lovely to see you too.
This weather. Are you somebody who, well, we're going to stall for a moment while we wait for people to join us. So if you're catching this later and you're like, what are they talking about? Hang in there. It's going to get good in a minute. Are you one of those people who, like, are you ever affected by weather or barometric pressure or any of that? Like, I don't know. Is there anyone who isn't affected by that? I don't know. But
I absolutely am, especially the lack of blue sky and sunlight. Like I have really deduced there's no way I could live in the interior of BC because I need that bright light. So.
Right. And it's just, I don't know if it's because we've kind of like, it's like the weather's been flirting with rain all week. We haven't really stepped into rain. So it's just like, I find when it's like this, my head is just like all the time.
Definitely.
I'm like, just pick one. It's okay if you want to rain, just rain.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, don't.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I have a barometric toe.
Yeah.
That tells me about the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic.
It is. Yeah. I had a broken toe, and ever since that, it's my weather pressure system.
Gauge. Oh my gosh. Like the guy who reads the pig spleen, you just read your toe.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like we could do a whole show now just on your weather toe. Your weather predicting toe. Screw the Groundhog Day. Let's do Carol Toe Day. Yeah. Oh my word.
Just try to keep it light.
We're off to a good start this morning. Good. It's good. Well, as you join Coffee Club this morning, please say hi in the comments. Let us know you're hanging out, checking in, connecting with us on this Wednesday morning. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. I can't believe we're middle of May already, to be honest with you. It's just gone so quickly.
Very much so.
It's crazy. But we wanted to connect today and have sort of a Wellness Wednesday conversation as Carol and I are launching a new revamped version of a long time community tradition. Would that make sense? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
So in the community of High River, where Carol and I are both from, for the past decade, they've done a community wellness challenge, which was a 6-week series, which got healthy habits introduced into the community where you'd compete for prizes. And it was a good run, Carol. You were somebody who was involved with that from the very beginning, and it's been a lot of fun.
Most definitely.
What are some of the things that you looking back on that 10 years, what are some of the things that you remember, like doing some of the highlights, I guess, from that, your highlight reel?
Well, I liked how it really focused on High River as a community and that we cared so much about people's health and wellness and the camaraderie and how it evolved into definitely very much of a competition, but friendly, but to bring in the different groups and see the unique names. And also, I think the biggest piece was the fact that people were looking forward to it each year. It wasn't like, oh, that again. So I think, and it did bring the community and I think also when I heard from other communities asking me about it and how they would like to try it in theirs as well. So, yeah.
So it had this real connection feel to it. And so through the pandemic, we still carried on, hunkered down, doing the best version of that we could. But it was kind of coming out of this time frame where you and I were like, okay, how could we shift and how could we change this wellness challenge? And what are some of the things that we could do to include maybe communities outside of High River, to include people who just are looking to change, increase, learn more about adding wellness into their life. And so we've relaunched it as the Community Wellness Journey. And Carol, can you share a bit? I mean, I can too, but share a bit as to, with this change and with the revamping, like, why was that important to you and what do you see it looking like moving forward?
I think during the past 2 years, really focusing on people's mental health and wellness, that I think the word journey is a beautiful word of evolution and non-judgment. And it excites me that we're going on a deeper level. It's no longer about, because let's face it, the people who have been dedicated with the challenge throughout the years, they know they have to drink water and they know they have to exercise, but it's more, let's take a little bit, I hate to use that stereotypical word of the deeper dive, but I am going to say let's take that deeper dive and get into the layers of how to really impact our own journeys and help people together, because we all learn from each other about how to be how can I guess to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to just be. Well, and I think that there's a lot of over that 10 years, like even if you're someone who's watching this from a different community and you weren't a part of that 10-year sort of journey that that challenge took, it was covering sort of, I'm going to call the basics of wellness in adding water, getting a good night's sleep, cutting down on the amount of pops or alcohols or things like that in your life. Like it really covered those basics. And so those I think are something most people know which ones they should do more of or less of in their life. And so with this journey, we're going to, like Carol said, just take it to the next level. And what does that look like? We also really want to open up conversation around that with people who would like to take that journey. So, in what you've kind of taught yourself, or if you've learned things over the years, what else do you feel like you would like to have more of in your life? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Feel free to share that in the comments, in that we've got space for additional ideas to go into this 5-week journey. So we've planned out some cool things that we want to share with you to help you deep dive, but we also want to know, where else do you want that to look? And could we connect you with those resources in a way that it doesn't matter where you live, those resources exist? Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense to
I
me.
feel like my barometric pressure brain is just like, we should just have a nap right now, and that's it. But so anyway, to give people a little bit of an overview of what this looks like, is it's just $10 to join. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can be a part of this wellness journey with us. And you register to be a part of this 5-week, and we're calling it a Kickstarter because journeys, as we know, are endless, and what you're going to incorporate in your life is always going to be ongoing. But we wanted to pick sort of 5 weeks where Carol and I will help guide you through elements that help you install those. I like to call them devotions instead of habits, because I don't like the word habit, but just for your language, help you sort of set those habits to carry that journey onward. And we're really excited about all of the cool things that we're going to do over that 5-week time span.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to start on May 30th and go until June 30th. And then we know there's going to be some fun things that we're going to let you know about that happen after that June 30th. But again, it's sort of that 5 weeks. And Carol, we really wanted to, when you talk about mental health, you and I have both fallen in love with a tool that we learned working in the community in High River, which is called How's Your Five? And so you had said it's really important. You really want to carry that theme through the 5 weeks.
Yes, I think the How's Your Five is a really good focal point. And also, it does create that awareness about particular aspects of our lives. So when you think about work, play, love, eat, and sleep, that's how our weeks will be themed again, but with that different approach to it. So, for example, with the eat, it's not going to necessarily be focused on what you eat, but perhaps like we had discussed in our pre-planning, like how to develop a healthy relationship and a respectful relationship with what you eat. So once again, it's that getting into the different layers.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so with the chat, like it was a challenge before, we've switched it to a journey, but we still want to help you hold yourself accountable to learning these new, whether they be skills that you're going to learn, ways to shift your mind, whatever that might look like. And so there's going to be a weekly bingo card that we will post on the Facebook page. And if you black that out and send it back to us, you will be entered to win a prize for the week. And on that bingo card is just fun activities for you to incorporate in that week so that you're learning, holding yourself accountable, and having fun. And I think with that too, Carol, in the past, people in the challenge version of this had teams of 4. And while teams aren't required for this evolution of this, we still recommend you like getting your friends involved to have sort of that accountability group and that camaraderie. And you can challenge other groups in your neighborhoods or in your communities to black out that bingo card or to walk the most steps of the week or whatever it might be.
Yeah. No, I think that approach is very beneficial, as well as, like we said, having it beyond the community. If you've got friends or relatives, even in another country, it's just really nice to have them participate.
Or in other parts of like I see you challenging your boys who live down in the East Coast
Mhm.
to be a part of that wellness journey with us for the 5 weeks, and then you have an opportunity. Then I feel like as a mom, right? Then it's like even more. Well, I'm just checking in about the wellness journey. I'm not overstepping my mom boundaries. It's about the challenge. Yeah, we can justify anything if we want to.
Exactly.
So the 5 weeks, just to give people again a bit of an overview, it's not focusing, although movement and being physical and loving your bodies through the process is a big piece of what we do. It's not a physically fit um, competition. You don't have to feel like, okay, well, I'm probably not in good enough shape. We're taking away all the, what would we call those, Carol? Perceived barriers for you to partake in this. It's just about connecting in community, having fun, and incorporating more wellness, like yoga, like meditation, like smoothies, like mindful eating, like you said, developing better relationships with all of those areas in our life, because we know a lot of the, I don't know if
I mean,
barrier is the right word, but a lot of the hesitations that we have in new things is that we just don't have a good relationship with it. We're
mhm.
afraid of it. We've had a bad experience in the past, whatever those things might be.
Yes, and I think when you said about the being afraid, and that's interesting as well, because I would encourage people to challenge themselves to get beyond a little bit of the fear of trying new things and think about it as face everything and rise. Because throughout this journey, we're all in it together and learning and supporting each other. And it's just a case of to reconnect with that community and knowing that there's different strategies out there that we all can learn from. And also being around your community, like we're all just grounded, normal people. So it's not like having that pressure um, from like media or anything. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're all we're all in this together, all human.
Yeah. Well, I saw this really funny meme the other day because I'm sure you've seen in the past, like it was like TikTok trending and whatever over the last, it's like, it's going to be hot girl summer, right? And there's all this pressure that you have to be hot girl summer and you got to get your bikini bodies and all of this like shit marketing that comes down our ways. And I saw this really funny meme in that it wasn't going to be hot girl summer. It's going to be golden girl summer. So we could be in a moo if we want. We're just going to get together with our friends. We're just going to hang out. And I like, oh, golden girl summer sounds so much less pressure on yourself. So
Yes. It's, I was thinking about that the other day. That just hasn't eased that external pressure. Yeah.
no, and it just changes, same message, different delivery sometimes, but It's being able, I think, and I think in this 5-week journey, when you're in a journey where you're really focusing on your health and yourself and what that means to you, you're the stronger you get in that, the easier it is for those things to bounce off of you. And I mean,
Mhm.
we're all human at the end of the day. Those thoughts are always going to creep in to our being, but we hope in this 5 weeks that we're gonna help you feel stronger in that not mattering to you anymore, if it matters to you now. Some people it does, some people it doesn't, but just I think just that strength building in going inward through that 5 weeks, like, there's an incredible amount of power. It's something I've learned even doing a journey of my own over the last few months, is that the more I have learned to look inward, the less you need anything external. Like, it's just and it seems really simple that you're like, "Yeah, of course, Jody." But honestly, how
Mhm.
like, when was the last time you've really done that and focused on that and learned that? Like, it's not easy.
No. And in a society where it's very much driven about movement, it's hard to find those moments of complete stillness, which is actually what benefits our inner spirit so much. And, and I think that's something to reflect upon as well.
Yeah. And those are things that we're going to connect with about in this 5-week journey. And opportunities, I think, too, is that I think there's a lot of us in the world who we know we want to learn more about that and we know we want to do more of that, but we're not really sure where to start, how to begin, and where to get information that you can trust. And Carol and I are both people who have worked in this industry for a while. Carol's got more knowledge than I don't even know what. She's like an entire shelf of encyclopedias, just so much knowledge and so much
Mhm.
heart. So we are just really going to tap into the resources that she's bringing to the table for us in this, that I think will surprise so many people if you don't know Carol personally. And we just want to help you get, not get, just feel better, be in those moments, just, accept the pieces of you that are already so beautiful. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm
And
just rambling now.
and thank you. You're making me blush because now I feel very pressured.
No, no pressure.
Yeah, I think the key is to listen to your inner wisdom. And we're blessed with this beautiful spirit in a human form. And getting into, just like when you said, Jody, about getting into those deeper journeys and reflection, it's it's a beautiful unraveling when we get through the things that we've held on to that we didn't even know. And even the fact of just feeling that you're in a safe space. And that's, I think, the number one thing that we will be doing is you are in a safe space. And energetically, it's interesting how when these things happen, how it attracts other people who are keen, because another component that we will have is Paige Valgertson's going to be talking about the upcoming initiative that's going to be in George Lane Park starting in June on Saturdays. It's a 5K run every Saturday at the park. So, and just like that, just through enthusiasm, talking, it's just so brilliant how these lovely spirits come into the orb. So what I'm trying to babble is it's not just going to be our mugs that you're going to be looking at. So
No, we're bringing another expert, and when I say expert, to us in this, whether they have, like, oodles of certification from an expert level, is we're bringing in people who are experts in their passion about what they're
Mhm.
doing, and I think that we can learn so much from other people on what their passions are and where they lie, and so that's why we say we're looking for more ideas of things that you're hoping to gain in diving into a wellness journey, because it might be another one that we're like, "Oh, yeah, we didn't think about that one, and we know somebody
Mhm.
who's really passionate about that who will come and chat." And so when you sign up and pay the $10 to be a part of this wellness journey, you will have access to, all of our we're going to have private group, sort of sessions or tutorials or workshops, whatever word you wanna call it. It's just again, and we're doing that, we chose to do that sort of online versions, like still online, but private, so that you really know you have that safe space to step into the next leg of your journey. So again, just really creating that inclusive, safe space for you to connect with like-minded individuals. And we are so excited about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So May 30th, you can head over to Community Wellness Journeys Facebook page to get more details. We will post something underneath this video also, but just reach out if it's something that sort of caught your ear or your eye in this video that you'd like to learn more about it, or post in the comments you'd like to learn more, and we'll send you some details. And I think we need to shout out, Carol, to Megan this morning. Cheers to Megan.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
the first official signed up person in the wellness journey. So
Great job,
cheers to
Megan.
you, Megan. Okay. I'm going to pull a fun rabbit riding a unicorn rainbow affirmation for today for us. Ready?
Yes.
I'm mixing all around to close my eyes. Okay. Our daily message today. Ooh, look at this. Good things to come. There are
Mm.
so many amazing gifts coming your way. You can't see them now because you respect the general convention of not peeking under the wrapping paper, but they will show up when the time is just right, and that's when you'll remember how much fun it is to be surprised.
Nice.
Ooh,
See, that just goes
we're gonna get
entirely about
present.
the theme.
Absolutely does.
We were talking prior that our philosophy is very much about going with the flow and not necessarily having this rigid, regimented program, because we want it to be a surprise for us as well and to meet the needs. So, I always love how cards select the people. Mhm.
They really do. There's a message that you can get. And I think that makes us go into a really deep philosophical level this morning, but there's a message in everything. You just have to seek what it is, right?
Most definitely.
Oops. Switched screens there for a second. Just going to put my email up that if people want to, this is the email that you can send your $10 registration to, or if you have any questions about the wellness journey or what have you, we are going to send you a registration form and get you all set up. So feel free to message that or send your $10 there, and we will get started on May the 30th.
Mhm.
It's going to be so good.
I'm really excited.
My coffee's kicking in now. We're like, woo! As you can see, we're like yin and yang, right? Calm, collected, crazy. We got it all covered for you here. So it's going to be good. And again, we really look forward. Carol, thank you for coming on and talking wellness journey with us this morning.
Well, thank you very much. It was delightful, and I'm looking forward to having a lot of people register and having a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be good. All right, everybody, have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. We will see you back here at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Friday morning. Have a good day.
Take care, everyone.